Hi, I'm John. This is my show, An American Scheme, where I am proving that Diana Ross is Michael Jackson's actual mother. So, there's this Michael Jackson biopic that's set to, I think, be released next year or whatever. But it's being produced by Lionsgate. Lionsgate Film Company production, whatever it is, right? Okay, so this is a fan trailer. This isn't a real movie trailer. I believe this is just some trailer that a fan made. So let me just show you this piece real quick. Okay, Lionsgate. Okay, just so I was making it clear that everybody knows that the Michael Jackson biopic that's set to be released probably next year or whatever, you know, starring Jaafaar Jackson, you know, Jermaine Jackson's son that he had with the wife of Randy Jackson's, the mother of Randy Jackson's children. Then Jermaine Jackson stole her and had his children with her too. And then that's the kid that they're using to play Michael. I mean, the whole thing is just disgusting shit. The whole thing is just all messed up, right? But I just wanted you guys to be aware that Lionsgate, make sure everybody knows that Lionsgate is the company that's doing that, right? So now, this is Timcast, his show. Okay, so he was just talking like yesterday or the day before, he was saying that the new COVID mandates, the new lockdowns, that they're starting to do that in England, that they're starting to move forward with that. And there was somebody, he was reading a message from somebody saying that this has happened and by December it's going to be all locked down again, right? And then he was saying, okay, maybe he's saying, okay, but it's going to go slow or whatever, and he's probably not in America or whatever. He was saying something like that. Then the next day, boom, the next day, so this is like yesterday, he comes out with this video, and it says, Lionsgate brings back mask mandate in office. A new variant, e.g. .5, becomes dominant. The studio is asking some of its employees to mask up and self-test. So what I think that this could possibly be leading to is the cancellation of Michael Jackson's biopic, and then Lionsgate will blame it on that they had to stop production because of the new COVID variant and stuff, right? They're going to blame it on that, which will probably get them access to recoup some of their money in some kind of new PPP loan, you know, finances of paying people off and stuff from the government, how they're doing that stuff, right? So it's like, that's what this kind of stuff could lead to. And the reason why now you got to understand, this is important. So the first company here, first production, big kind of company in America, the first one that starts bringing back mask mandates in the office, the first one that is Lionsgate Production. And why is it Lionsgate? Well, you look at, what are they involved with? Well, right now they've got a lot of money invested in producing this Michael Jackson biopic. But what could be the problem with that? Well, the problem is that the James Safechuck and the Wade Robson new child molestation trial has been approved by 3 judges. There was 3 judges that was sitting on the panel to decide whether they should allow that trial to proceed. And they all said, yes, it should proceed. And these children do have a case. Because that's what they're saying. When those judges make that decision of whether this case can proceed, they have to look at 2 things. They have to look at like the legal statute. The legal statute, is it legal to allow the case to proceed? Which in the past it wasn't, but there's been new laws have been implemented which now allows this to proceed. Because in the old day they'd say, oh no, well that's past the statute of limitation, you can't even, there's nothing you can do, you missed your window, you can't bring this case because we have statute of limitation. But those laws have been revised, which now is allowing for this case. So they look at it in 2 things. They say, the judges look and say, okay, well, is it legal for them to bring a case? And in the old days the statute of limitation would run out. Like I said, those they've been revised, those laws, which now means it is legal. So all of those judges said, okay, it is legal now to bring this case, even though the timeline and the stuff, but they don't care about what's right or wrong. They care about the law. And the law says this is legal. So 3 judges said, okay, well, you can bring this, legally you can do this now. You can file these charges. Then those judges have to look and they have to say, is there basis in this case? Is there evidence, and is there basis enough for this to go to a trial? Is there enough evidence that they're presented with at this time for them to say that, yeah, you do have a case, right? And that's what the judges, they make their determination, and they've determined that, yes, there is enough legal, real evidence presented to them that they said that you do have a case, and it warrants going to the next step and actually going to trial. So the people at Lionsgate, I don't think that when they made the contract to make this Michael Jackson biopic, I don't think that they were really thinking that that was going to happen, right? I don't think they were thinking that was going to happen. But now that it is happening, that could be a conflict of interest with them. It's one of these things that, okay, now, are they going to release a Michael Jackson biopic at the same time of where Wade Robson and James Safechuck has won their child molestation case against Michael Jackson, and now the Jackson estate's being sued and having to pay, and Michael Jackson is being widely spread out throughout the world that he is officially now, he will officially be a pedophile once they win their case. Because they want to, just like all the Michael Jackson fans, all the MJ innocence people, how they try and say, Michael's innocent because he was innocent in a court of law. Okay, well, what's going to happen when they win their new case? Does that mean that he's guilty then? Because now it's the same thing. You people have always been trying to defend Michael Jackson by saying, he was proven innocent in a court of law. Okay, well, now when he's found guilty in a court of law, does that mean that he is guilty? Okay, but it doesn't matter what you think at that time, because society will deem Michael Jackson now as guilty, and they will look at him as a pedophile. And then once he's got that actual official title on him, is Lionsgate really going to release a movie about him? I really don't think they will. Which means that what this means is they're trying to cover themselves, and they're preparing for the COVID stuff, and they're going to say, oh, this caused us to have to shut down production, and it cost us a lot of money. Okay, daddy government, PPP loans, give us our money back. I mean, that's what it all looks like. It's what it's setting up, right? So it looks to me that there's a chance now, because of these things being implemented and the state of the current affairs. Plus, there is my story now has come into play. My story now has been directly asked to Smokey Robinson from The Guardian, a legitimate news source, asked Smokey Robinson if he knew about the rumor about him and Diana Ross being Michael Jackson's real parents, and Smokey Robinson did not deny it. He didn't deny it all. And actually, me, when I saw his reaction, I know clearly that it was true. That there's no doubt about it, because his reaction proved to me. There's like no doubt. He had his chance right there. He had his chance to shut me down, and it didn't happen. He couldn't do it. He was in shock that it actually somebody asked him. It was so obvious to me. It was so obvious that it was true and shit, right? But the rest of the world really couldn't see that. But there was enough people that I saw a lot of articles and a lot of big papers and stuff out there, and they had mentioned that had occurred. And just the fact that so many of them had mentioned that it was occurred, didn't matter if they believed it or not, they mentioned it. And since the fact that they mentioned it, now that is in the population of reporters, it's out there. My story is officially out there now. Even though people aren't talking about it and stuff, it's out there. So that's another thing with Lionsgate that they have to consider, is like, man, there's also this other story that Michael might not even be a Jackson. So that's what I'm saying. This is why Lionsgate is doing this. This is why they're the first ones here jumping onto that mask mandate stuff, it looks to me, because they're probably looking to cancel the Michael Jackson biopic, and they're trying to get some ways to recoup some of the finances that they've already invested in. But it looks like there's a good chance that picture gets canceled. That's what I'm looking, is like when I'm seeing what this means and what it's going to lead to, right? And once the Wade Robson and James Safechuck win that new trial, and Michael Jackson's officially found is considered a pedophile, do you really think Lionsgate's going to put out whatever this movie is, trying to make him the king of pop and all shit? Really? You're really going to put out a king of pop movie trying to make Michael look so great? While at the same time where he's being convicted of being a pedophile and shit? I don't think that they'll release that movie and shit, right? So That's the world we're in. This is what happens when you deal with stupid Michael Jackson fans who don't know anything and don't understand how to deal with the real world and anything. All of your fucking resistance to my story, it's going to lead to the cancellation of the Michael Jackson biopic. It's going to lead to Michael Jackson being officially called a pedophile and shit by Wade Robson and James Safechuck in a court of law. He will officially be a pedophile, which, like I said, you know how hard it's going to be for me to overchange that? It's going to be difficult. Like I said, I don't know if I can. It's a daunting fucking thing that I'm going to have to deal with. I don't know if I can overcome that and shit, right? All because of the stupid Michael Jackson fans. It's all your fault. You stupid Michael Jackson fans had the ability to tell the truth of who Michael Jackson was, to clear up every fucking misunderstanding of his life and every little detail. You guys had the chance to fix everything with my story, but you could not deal with reality because you're not real Michael Jackson fans and you're stupid people. You're horrible, evil fucking people and shit, right? And you're going to get what you fucking deserve. So fucking suck on that, you fucking loser Michael Jackson fans.